Hello, everyone. Welcome to WarsawJS. This talk will be held in English. I would like to start with recalling a discussion I had with my friend 1 week ago during beer. It was about choosing the right tool to do package bundling for a front-end application. And the case is that I've been using YMan extensively in my projects to do module separation and package bundling and so on. And I think I know this library quite well. And one day I got to know that there is something called Browserify, which I didn't know that day. And I thought, oh, it looks cool, so I would like to get to know this because this conforms to the CommonJS standard. And it looks like it can be automated like in a more convenient way than YMan. So I read the docs and I watched a few tutorials, and I thought like, I'm missing the experience of using such tool in a large-scale application. And I asked my friend if he has already been using both YMan and Browserify, so he could compare this. And I asked him, if you were to start working on a new project, would you use YMan for that purpose, or would you use Browserify? And what did he answer? How do you think? No? Maybe somebody? Okay, he smiled and he said Webpack. And yeah, this is, I got like confused. I thought like, oh my God, I thought that there is just Browserify that I need to catch up with, that I don't have experience in using it in a large application. And now I got to know that there is also another library called Webpack that does the same thing, but in a different approach. And yes, this is what I want to talk today. It's all the JS, it's all the JavaScript libraries, all the JavaScript automation tools, testing frameworks, the CSS preprocessors, and templating engines, and so on and so on. So there is a great bunch of JavaScript libraries that are created like very fast, and they become standard very fast. And this is difficult for us developers to get a in-depth experience on how to use them, what are the problems that we may fall into while using them. Just a brief introduction. My name is Tomek. I work in Cybercom Poland. In my current project, I'm working on designing architecture for a banking interface. And I've already been speaking here at WarsawJS like a few months ago. Okay, so that's enough about me. I want to start with a thesis that JavaScript is in its golden age. Right now, it's a golden age of progress, golden age of development, and like new ideas, new specifications, and this results in more demand for JavaScript developers, for us, and of course there is not enough of JavaScript developers, so the cash we get for doing our job is getting like higher and higher. So it's very interesting to be a JavaScript developer. But this is still quite a new platform. So there are some difficulties and problems we need to face, especially the whole amount of the tools we should use. So I'll walk through them. So let's start with the fact that the built-in JavaScript API is not as good as it could be. For example, some string operations and processing collections, objects, and so on. And probably you're familiar with those two. Is there anybody who doesn't know this? Here? No? Okay. So underscore and Lodash are libraries that extend the built-in API of JavaScript. They provide more functions for processing strings, objects, and collections, so that it's more convenient. You don't need to write some kind of basic functions that should be inside the language. Yeah, so the first thing is that underscore and Lodash seem to be, they both solve the same problem, but they are not interchangeable. For example, if you base your project on one of them, you can't say that you will switch to the another one just by replacing the file, because there is no standard that they conform to. There is just a set of just some functions that somebody thought of. So yeah, they don't conform to any standard. So the next thing is templating engines. So there is quite a lot of them. Probably I didn't mention all of them. These are just the most popular ones. So it's handlebars, mustache, underscore templates, Jade, EGS, icon has, and probably you know few of the templating engines that I didn't mention here. So another problem is that they have slightly different syntax. For example, one use double curly brackets and another one use the triangular brackets with the percent sign. So when you want to switch between one and another, you can't do it just like that, because you will need to repass all the templates, and this would probably result in some problems. So another situation that they don't implement any kind of specification or standard. That would be quite useful for us developers. Not to mention that Jade is quite a different solution than the rest, because it needs to be recompiled on the server side, but we'll get to this later. Yeah, and there is also CSS, the good old CSS. And yeah, we all know that it's quite limited. So this is why additional tools were introduced, like Sass, Stylus, and less. And also Sass can be boosted by using Compass. And again, this is not about efficiency. This is about different features and all those tools. So in order to make a good decision on shall we use Sass or Stylus or less, we should do quite a deep research of what should be, what can be needed in our project. And this is quite difficult to do if we don't, if we haven't been using all of them to be able to compare. And this applies to all the slides about the tools here. Next thing is the testing frameworks. So we've got Jasmine, QUnit, Mocha, Chai, Synon.js, and Unit.js. Most of them solve the same problems by doing the assertions. Some of them try to mock things, or do spies, or do stubs, and things like this. We may choose, like, I don't know, Mocha with Chai, or like Synon.js along with QUnit, but some of them, like, they cover each other. Some of them cover each other with their functionalities. So again, if we want to make the best choice on which tools we should use, again, we should make a deep research into the possibilities of each of them. And finally, one of the biggest issues, at least for me, is the automation tool. There is the good old Grunt, that is probably the most popular tool and has, yesterday I checked, and it has about 11,000 plugins published on NPM, so that's quite impressive number. And some people were complaining that Grunt is bad because it doesn't support pipe streaming, like file streaming. So there was Gulp introduced, which is slightly different, but not to make it that easy, there is also Brunch and Broccoli available. So we've got 4 different building systems. They do not implement any kind of standard. There is no specification they conform to. So again, if we choose to use Gulp now, and we build a big project, and after 3 years, we will see that Grunt is, or just any of those, has become a better solution because it's faster, it's more convenient. We can't move to it because these are just not interchangeable tools. And another thing is packaging the interface. So there is mentioned require.js. There is also Browserify and Webpack. They all try to solve similar problems. The same problem, but they do it in a slightly different way. Because require.js is more like AMD and Browserify is more like CommonJS, and Webpack is also a little bit different. So if we have a really big application and we configure our automation tool to build this and we want to change it, again, we've got a problem. And this is something specific for a JavaScript platform. And last but not least, Node.js is something that all of us are probably familiar with, but Node.js is not the only solution. There is also IO.js. How many of you have already used IO.js? Okay, so a few of them. I just got to know that there is such thing recently. I haven't even installed it, just know that there is such thing. Yeah, so if we consider that there is so many tools, we know that there comes the great power with all those tools. And we can say that there is a completely new platform that has been created for us. Yeah, this picture shows the creation of JavaScript platform. I hope that nobody feels offended by that. And like with all those tools, we can be able to do things that were impossible before. Like we had to use Java, Python, or Ruby to make some test automation or to make some kind of pre-processing or deployment. And now we are able to build entire application using JavaScript only. And this is a great thing. And yeah, we may say this is truly awesome. But if we take a look at the set of all the tools, we need to choose how are we going to build our application, like how are we going to bundle and do the dependency management, like module separation. Then we need to choose the templating engine, and then need to use the testing framework, and then how to do the pre-processing, and finally what is going to be the building engine. Then we can see that there is like quite a big number of all the combinations that we can choose. And finally, if we add that there are of course frameworks here, and all of them can apply some their specific things, we can see that there is oh my god, it's really a lot of this. And the question is that still awesome? Yeah, so my conclusion is that we're all drowning in the sea of JavaScript libraries because it's impossible for us to make truly the best decision, because we need to trust. And we need to trust the other developers who told us, oh, like Grunt sucks and use gulp instead. Yeah, and well, it's not good that we like are attacked by all those things that emerge, all those new hot stuff tools. And just to make a small proof, I'm not the only one who suffers from this amount of tools. This is an email I got like a few days ago. It's from the egghead.io webpage. It serves some kind of web tutorials. And it says, the yet another front-end build tool. I'll admit to suffering from this a bit. So yeah, this is just to say that I'm not the only one who suffers from the amount of the tools. Yeah, so the thing I think we miss in JavaScript is clearly standards. So for example, if there is grunt, gulp, and brunch and broccoli, it would be very nice if there was just a specification, an easy one, that all those tools would just implement, and so that we could exchange them, like replace one with another. Or if there is templating engine, there would be just one syntax that we could use. There might be, of course, some differences in implementation, in functionalities, but let it be a common core functionality that these would share between each other, so that it would be easier for us to exchange a tool for another one, like in a few years time. Because now Grunt seems to be the most popular tool, but it doesn't have to be the most popular within some years. And if we take a look at other technologies, just like Java Enterprise Edition or Python or Ruby, we'll find out that, for example, in Java, there is a specification that says that if we want to build a web application, there would be clearly stated that there is a folder that is called, let's say, webinf. It will include some files, and these will have some specific information. And if there is a developer that comes from a different project into a next project, he knows what to expect and where to find it. And in JavaScript, if we encounter a new project that we haven't seen yet, then we have to open the Grunt file. Okay, so we see 500 lines of configuration. Wow, that rocks. And we need to go through all of this, and this is some kind of dirty magic. At first sight, this is this is not very friendly. And it would be very good if more standards were provided so that we can exchange the tools. And there is just one more thing. If we take Angular framework, for example, Angular provides us things like services, factories, models, directives, and some kind of other, let's say, abstract components. But Angular doesn't say what should be the structure of the directories and files. So this is just that we should do some Angular.module and module.controller and create those things. But it doesn't say where should we put them. So again, if there is a developer who comes to a new project, he doesn't know how this application is structured. He doesn't know how this application is going to be built, because again, if we take a look at require.js, which is different, at Browserify and at Webpack, this will alter the entire building process of the project. And yeah, for example, we can choose to create controllers and directives, directories for smaller projects, but instead we can do some modules that will have separate controllers and directories included. And this is everything different. And for example, if we take a look at Ruby on Rails or Django, there are generators that generate directories with files that are already configured that will get up and running if we just run the application. And this is what we are missing in JavaScript, because we could, I think, we could provide a something like battle-tested solution that many developers would be working on and would contribute to this, so that this becomes a standard, for example, for Angular applications. There is a attempt to make some kind of such standard. Do you know this guy? Yeah, it's YMan. This is a project that generates skeleton applications. It generates boilerplate that configures Grunt with, let's say, Sass and generating Angular directives and controllers and so on. Or it does the same thing for Backbone, or just even without any kind of front-end framework. But the problem is that many of us, don't like YMan because it's it is configured in a very specific way. And for example, if it uses Bootstrap, I say that Bootstrap is bad, so YMan is bad at all, and I'm not going to use it. Or for example, if it uses Sass and I like stylus, it is bad. And the result is that I am creating my own seed, you know, a boilerplate that I will be able to reuse. And in the web, there are like hundreds or thousands of different seeds. Each author of a seed claims that his seed is the ultimate solution. This is the best one. And yeah, this is a problem. And the authors of the seeds, like they usually don't like the YMan. So when we start working on a new project, the real things we should work on is try to find the common functionalities of a system, the things that will be reused among the modules, and try to implement the core functionalities. For example, in a baking system, this would be running a flow to display a few forms that would be connected to each other by promises. And for example, we can run one business process. This would be based on promises, and when everything is done, the promise would just be resolved. So such things. But before I can work on such things, I need to fight the sea of JavaScript libraries. So first of all, I need to make them all work together. And after I make my my ultimate solution of the tools, it will be the ground file or the gulp file, whatever. This will probably become quite unreadable for anybody else because there would be some magic in like beneath. I don't know if you know what I mean. For example, did you have a situation that you came into a project and you could see a bunch of configuration that you just don't understand what's going on at first sight? I had such situations quite often. And a person that does some kind of a seed that he thinks is the best in the world, I think that such person could be called a wizard because he does black magic that only he understands. And this is used from Browserify, but it doesn't have anything to do with Browserify. The thing I would like JavaScript to go into the direction is to let it go all those seeds, to try to work out some kind of standards, just like Java Enterprise Edition has lots of standards, so that the servers, application servers, and other enterprise tools just implement the environment for an application to work, and the developers don't have to spend as much time as we do configuring the tools. And this would enable us to concentrate on the business logic more than fighting Node.js with Grunt.js and Browserify and so on. Anyway, if we look at modern frontend, we can all those seeds, configuration, and so on. We can find out that this is just a big sea of bigger or smaller wizards, and when two wizards meet, this is clearly a good occasion to fight because each of them has its own seed, and he thinks that the other one sucks and his own is the best one. And additionally, wizards don't like YMan because they promote their own solutions. So just to sum up, I don't want to say that it's bad that there are so many JavaScript libraries. It's very good because we can choose the one that suits our needs the best, but it's difficult to make sure that we are doing the best choice because this needs time and our time is limited, of course. And yeah, I don't have anything. I don't have any problems with Browserify, of course. And the thing. The result of all this, what I'm saying, is that if there is one man who is working on his ultimate architecture, probably he will work out something like this. Well, let's say this is a house. We can live in it. Probably there would be some, I don't know, hot water or even electricity, but it's not good. It's not very convenient to live in. But if many architects, like globally, work on one ultimate solution, for example, for Angular, like considering directories and files, how entire applications should be structured, we could work out something like that. because it will be battle tested. Many people will work on the same architecture. So this would be the same as Django, Ruby on Rails, or Java EE solutions. And the last thing is that business doesn't like magic. So if there is a implementation problem or configuration problem that is really difficult to solve. Let's say that I'm a smart guy and I will just solve this problem because I know this trick and this hack and this overcoming a problem, and I will come up with a solution that works. Okay, I'm happy because I'm good. But if there is anyone who comes after me and he looks at this and he wants to change something, everything breaks, and he say like, come on, what's going on? Is this a good solution? The problem is that business likes easy solutions that other people can understand. And being a wizard and doing some kind of non-standard things is something that is not really appreciated by big projects. Usually, there would be people with less experience working on our code than we have. So we need to keep that in mind. Okay, so this is all I wanted to say. I think that some of you might not agree with me, so yeah, I'm open to questions.
Thank you for a great talk, Tomasz. Give me a hand. And if we have questions, there is a mic, you can use it.
I would like to ask, what's your opinionated choice? What would you choose among those varieties for a new project, well, off the bat?
Are you talking about this slide?
Yes, just one from each group. What would you choose?
This is a very tricky question, you know, because
there is,
for me, there is no ultimate solution. I can say that, for example, for a building tool, I would use Grunt because this is the most popular tool. I know that Gulp has some better sites, like it supports piping and Grunt doesn't, but I would clearly stick to the most popular tools because from the business side, this would be the easiest solution for the project to get people who know this tool and who will know how to use it. So this would be the thing that I would follow. Yeah, I must say that I don't know all of those tools. So, for example, I haven't been using Chai or Unit.js or let's say EGS and Moustache. These are the tools I haven't been using. So, yeah, I can't say that this is my ultimate solutions. And it, of course, depends. But what I wanted to say is that, for example, I would be very happy if there was a group of people who would suggest a solution for, let's say, Backbone or Angular, just the files and directories, and to provide some kind of generators for this specific architecture, just like YMan does. I think this is a very good direction, what the people from Google has came up with. So the answer is I will be trying to provide an architecture that would suit as much as possible big and small projects.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
As I understand, you choose Webpack and now Browserify. What are the biggest advantage of using Webpack for you?
I must admit that I haven't been using Webpack because it was like 10 days ago when I got to know that it does exist. So I'm not using Webpack yet. Maybe I will be. Now I'm switching from YMan to Browserify because it is easier. It just like bundling interface packages using YMan, configuring a big application for this can be really painful. And using Browserify, it's less painful. So this is why I choose it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, but no experience with Webpack at all. Yeah, there is a question.
Yeah, hi. I was a bit late to the party, so if you addressed this before, then I'm sorry. Excuse me. And I would like to be a bit of an advocate for the wizards. Don't you think that this wizardry and this fragmentation of architectures is good for the innovation? And in a landscape like Java, for example, it's less innovative because the web platform is evolving so fast that it's hard to make one ultimate standard and one ultimate set of tools and an architecture for the application.
Yeah, I agree with almost everything what you said. So it's that working with JavaScript is more fun because this is something unexplored yet. For example, you may choose a combination that nobody else has chosen before, and you'll be the first one. You can make your own seed. And in Java, Java people say that Java is boring because most of the problems have already been solved. So this is, I completely agree with you. But the problem is that if you have a less experienced developer who needs to start a new project, he needs to find those solutions. And probably he will just choose them with his eyes closed because somebody told him, and he will just not have enough experience. And of course, this is good for innovation, but apart from the innovation side, which will always exist, there should be, I would like, some standards to arise. So the existence of one doesn't say that there can't be the another thing. So this could be just parallel approaches.
Okay, yeah, I think I agree with you right now more than before because I think the standards are good, but on the other hand, I just wouldn't like to see one standard to rule them all.
Yeah, of course, like it's even if we provide an architecture for Angular that would suit very big projects, of course the biggest disadvantage of such architecture would be that this is too bloated for a small project. So a clearly ultimate solution is impossible, but we can try to find one that suits the most cases. And yeah, if we take a look at the older server-side platforms and the frameworks, we will see that this is possible after all.
Like Ruby and Rails and Python.
Yes, and all the rest. And even PHP, it also did it.
Any more questions? If not, then thank you very much.
Thank you. Skorzystam jeszcze z okazji, że mam mikrofon. Tutaj już prezentacja się skończyła. Chciałem powiedzieć o pewnym projekcie, który realizuje firma, dla której pracuję, Cybercom Poland. Jest organizowana druga edycja konkursu o nazwie Master Coder. Innowacyjne rysunki. To jest konkurs kierowany do ludzi, którzy chcieliby rozwinąć swoje umiejętności programowania w Javie, C#, ewentualnie C++. Są publikowane zadania. Jeżeli ktoś weźmie udział w takim konkursie, wtedy nadesłane rozwiązania będą oceniane przez doświadczonych deweloperów, zostanie udzielony feedback. Przy okazji można wygrać ciekawe nagrody, takie jak na przykład quadrocopter, dron inaczej. Więc jeżeli ktoś jest zainteresowany wzięciem udziału, tutaj na stronie głównej www.mastercoder.pl będą informacje, w jaki sposób można się zarejestrować, wziąć udział w tym konkursie. Pierwsze zadania zostały już opublikowane, ale oczywiście można dołączyć. Tak więc zapraszam. Dziękuję.